What is going on, all you spies? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and welcome to another episode of Reviewed. This is Reviewed number 76, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Secret Life of Pets. I liked it. I thought the plot was very interesting. Yeah, it was by Illumination Entertainment, which does the Despicable Me franchise. They did the first two Despicable Me movies and also the new one. But this was the first one that they did. That was, well, they did other ones, but this is the other one. This is the first one. I think it was the second one with animals in it. But I like the plot of this. It was a very interesting plot. Very unique. The idea of it is that it's a original story, because a lot of movies do that, and it's basically, you know, the idea of what happens when you leave your pets at home and what they do, and some of it's pretty funny, but it centers on Max, who's this small dog, and he waits for Katie, who's his owner, to come back, and never does, and then of course she brings home this new dog called Duke, who's this big furry dog, and so he doesn't like him at first, of course, but then of course they go on a wild adventure, and they kind of bond over it. So it's kind of the idea of change too, if you're like. It was also a really cute movie, because there's this other little dog named Gidget. Yeah, Gidget. So she's a crush on Max. Like, she loves him. It's like puppy love, basically. And it's a really cute movie. It's basically going on an adventure. You know, there's all these other animals. It's a secret of pets. Like what pets do when they're not around their owners, basically. You know, one of the dogs will play music loudly while the owner's gone, or one of the owners, this is the whole apartment where the animals can do what I want. It had some pretty fun moments. The voice acting was pretty good. I didn't really notice a lot of familiarity with Jay Slate. She was the only one that I really remembered. She was in Alvin and the Chipmunks 3. She played the crazy woman. I guess that's how you say it. Yeah, I remember that movie. She did play the crazy woman, who basically wanted to keep Alvin and the Chipmunks on the island, basically. But this movie, she played this cute dog who had a big crush on Max, who's the main protagonist, and yeah, so it's overall a really fun movie to watch. It has some bit of comedy, some familiar voice acting. I think one of the cast with the hair is voiced by Steve Coogan, who's a great actor. He's British. And I love British actors, they're really great. But yeah, I believe that the bunny, the evil bunny, who wants to, I guess, get revenge on Max and Duke for lying to them. Basically, he's voiced by Kevin Hart. He's going to be in Jumanji, the new Jumanji movie, which looks awesome, by the way. But he was also in Captain Underpants. I haven't seen it yet, but of course that's my fault. But yeah, it was a really silly movie. Some of the scenes were really silly, like when Max and Duke go to the sausage factory because they want sausage, and they find this whole sausage factory where they eat as many sausages as they want, and it's pretty weird. It's one of those really good scenes. I was kind of like, what's going on here? But it was a very interesting plot. Mostly it's Disney or Pixar who does the original stories, and this is actually one of them where it was very original and very unique. It's like, oh, this is a cool idea. Like, what happens to your pets, or not home your pets? Oh, they do this, like this, or that. So yeah, I thought it was really really interesting, and I like the idea of it. It had some honestly some kind of, not really sad moments, but like, annoying moments where they would get animal control would come by and take them away, and it was also just about, change. Like, they need to change. Max didn't like his new brother, so yeah, I noticed a lot of that. There's also like a adventure going to New York was a big place. Like the dogs, you have you have Gidget going on an adventure to basically trace down Max, who she loves a lot. I mean, it's type of love basically. But she gets help of this hawk who wants to eat everyone, but it doesn't actually do that. Basically, she has a bunch of like pets like this overweight cat and a bunch of other characters, and when I mentioned him to rescue Max, who's been well, not really taken by the rabbit, but like it's basically you know they come to the get out. I think the idea is that they get the Max and do become part of animal control, which is basically pound, and they go to they lie to the White Rabbits, which is Snowball apparently, and they go to this place where they're initiated into their like, I guess cult or something by means of a viper, which is a snake, basically getting bit by it. I mean, they lie and everything, but it's crazy. And yeah, I honestly I like the movie itself. It's not my favorite movie. But it was a very different movie. I had a very unique plot. I felt like I'm not a big fan of animal movies. Well, it depends on what they are, but like I'm not really big fan of like animal movies, unless they are certain movies that I like that have a good plot, and so it had a very interesting plot because the story behind it was very interesting. I like that. But some of the characters, one of the animal characters was just weird. Like they had this pig with tattoos on it, this crocodile, or I think it was an alligator. I can't remember which one it was. But it's basically a lot of these weird characters that you would never expect them to get along. Which I found really funny, really interesting that was the thing. And also there was a minion at the end. I think it was the end of the movie, like mid credit scene, something like that. It was a minion. It was a dog and a minion outfit. And also a teddy bear too. It was one of the dogs in a minion outfit, which is very funny because it's Illumination Entertainment, so it's made by the people who made minions. Oh, sorry if I feel as I sound sick. It's early, so I kind of just woke up. Um, but basically, that's the idea of the movie. So I overall I say this movie was fairly decent. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I saw. It had some very fun moments and kind of change and kind of like trusting someone else. A new dog you don't know, a new dog you don't know, but you don't like the dog, and it's like you don't like you, so I don't know. I want you around. The fact is, there's a point in the movie where Max tries to take to this old owner's place. Apparently, the owner died and moved on, and that there's new then the house is now owned by another family with a cat. So there's a big fight going on between this, like, oh, you trying to get rid of me and stuff like that. So it's really crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's also surprising because I just found out. I think actually it was when I was still in theaters. I found out that it was going to get a sequel, which is actually set for release for 2019. So that's I guess about 3 years and gap. I thought it was 2018. I was wrong. So this movie is getting a sequel. I think it scored 70 something. I think it was like pretty high on the Rotten Tomatoes, which is very surprising. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. That's some pretty good voice acting. Yeah, I thought the bunny was really funny character. There's actually a scene in the trailer where he goes crazy and starts like putting this board with like a crayon or a marker or whatever, and there's this dog, a paralyzed dog who is like, oh, that represents a screwless, but basically it's basically a term for like that thing is crazy or whatever. I don't know. But basically, there's this dog who's disabled who actually they do go on a big adventure to do there's a lot of the climactical scenes of the movie. It's really crazy. It gets crazy because of the adventure they go on and everything like that. But basically that's the idea of the movie, is that they go on an adventure to Max gets lost. He goes on an adventure with Duke out of their house because they're bored, and they go out of their house. Gidget, which is a very interesting name for a female dog, who's big crush on, well, also not just big crush, just in general, she likes him a lot, and they do end up in the end kissing. Well, by that I mean like it's puppy love, so it's what you expect. But it's basically the idea of it is they go out of reservation to find Max, and yeah, and of course the bunny gets in the way, and it goes crazy like that. So yeah, there's a lot of scenes with animal control and trusting and being brave and all that stuff. So it sounds a pretty not powerful, but it's a fairly good message, I'd say, for a animated movie with animals in it. And a very unique story about each secret life of pets, about what happens if your pets are left alone on their own, and what do they do? Like a pet who decides to put music on loudly, or or Max decides to try to get revenge on Duke by messing everything up. So yeah, I thought that was really fun. So yeah, that's all I really can say about the Secret Life Pet. There's not much to say. There's quite a few characters that I really liked a lot. There's a lot of them, uh, but yeah. Anyway, I thought that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And if you like it, please give it a like. It really, really is appreciated also. And yeah, you can click here to go to last week's episode where I reviewed King Arthur, the kind of unfortunate movie that it was, in my opinion at least. And you click here to go to the previous episode where I reviewed Moana. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching this episode. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, because I do reviews and I do reactions and I do podcasts and other stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be back next time for another episode. Alright, see ya.